Let's freaking go. Mets win, baby. 4-1 over the Atlanta Braves after a garbage, and I mean garbage, outing last time against the Miami Marlins. They come in here, go down to Atlanta, and absolutely, I shouldn't say absolutely smoke them, but they dominated them in terms of a pitching standpoint. Max Scherzer just absolutely slicing hitters up. And then how about Edwin Diaz? My closer is just so much better than yours. It's not even funny. And oh my God, the hitting, just producing more. Brandon Nimmo putting quality at bats together. Lindor getting some hits. Way better performance. And I'm very happy to see that. And to do it against the Braves, who are creeping up in the division. You now expand the lead back to 2.5 games. And this was a huge game to win. You want to make a statement in the first game. And I know this team isn't really the best in game twos in series, but to do this and to guarantee yourself that you're not going to get swept here is huge to me. That is huge to me, at least. We're going to dive into this, though, further. Before we do, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Met fans. We cover the Mets here on the channel, as well as turn on your notifications so you know when I upload. Let's just start with Max Scherzer. It's just unreal. Unreal. 21 whiffs on 55 swings. And then his basic stat line, I mean, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and 9 strikeouts. He let up a moonshot to Austin Riley. But I'm not even mad about it, because the only other time that really my heart sank and I thought that the Braves were going to score a run off of him was when I think it was Dansby Swanson who hit one out to the warning track. That was the only time I was really scared. Otherwise, when it comes to Max Scherzer, he was absolutely dominant today. His slider, it's just so disgusting to watch him put hitters away with that slider. Just disgusting. He left that one, he left a changeup hanging to Riley there, and then let up a bad slider to Ozuna in the next at bat. Like, here we go, we're getting into trouble. But then he just sits down. Who was it I sat down? Eddie Rosario, right? Or Travis d'Arnaud? Sit down. And the Mets just, unreal outing for Max Scherzer. And then Adam Ottavino, he had a bit of a shaky outing. It started off very well. He got the 2 outs, no problem. 1 strikeout, and then got the next guy out. So you got 2 outs, and you're like, all right, we're cruising along here. It's fine. And then out of nowhere, he lets up 2 hits, and you think that this one is going to get out of control, especially because it was the middle of the order coming up. He let up a hit to Robinson Cano. It's like, come on. And then Ronald Acuna Jr. coming up, and thankfully, Ottavino got out of trouble there. And then Edwin Diaz, 3 strikeouts for him. And how many pitches did he even throw today? Because it couldn't have been much. 11 pitches. Yeah, okay. 11 pitches. 4 whiffs on 5 swings on that slider. He is just disgusting, and it's just unreal. It is unreal, the difference that that slider makes. And I say it time and time again. I'm not going to keep repeating it that much. But Max Scherzer, I mean, it looked like he was going to cruise through this. He gave you 7 really good innings, of course. But there was a point where you're like, because he started off the 7th, well, you thought, all right, well, maybe we could get 8 from him. That would be very nice. Maybe even try to get a complete game out of him if we could. I don't know if they were going to do that, if it was still a safe situation and they wanted to put Diaz in or not, either way. But you thought maybe you could have got 8 out of Scherzer, but then unfortunately that 7th inning got a little out of control there. But overall, final stat line for the Mets pitchers altogether, only allowing 5 hits, no walks. Goose egg there. 13 strikeouts as a pitching staff. And then, of course, only the 1 earned run from Scherzer. Absolutely dominant. And you'll love to see it. In terms of the offense, I mean, I'm quite impressed with what I saw from the offense. I mean, it started off pretty early as well, which was nice. Well, I should say that. I mean, Nimmo had a walk, and it looked like he was down. I think he was down the count on that one, because I know he walked twice in this one. I don't remember if it was that one or a second walk where he was down the count and bounced back to draw a walk there. But then the second inning, the Mets had a pretty good opportunity to maybe tack on a run. You have Guillorme get a double after Escobar popped out there, and then Jankowski hit by a pitch, but we don't have hitting from the catcher position. We don't get any production there. But then the Mets did score in the 3rd inning. Brandon Nimmo let things off with a double. And then Pete Alonso after Lindor grounds out, that is. Pete Alonso, he gets himself a double as well, and that ended up driving in a run to make things 1-0 early. Mark Canha then walked, and then Eduardo Escobar, he hit himself a single, and that loaded up the bases. Guillorme then, he unfortunately couldn't get anything really going there. I mean, he got a productive out, which drove in a run and made it 2-0, but unfortunately he couldn't obviously stay away from getting out there. And yeah, and then JD Davis popped out. That was all she wrote with that inning. And then the offense was pretty much just, there's not much else really to talk about. I mean, Jankowski then walked on 4 pitches again in the 4th inning. How are you walking Travis Jankowski on 4 pitches? Do not know, but how about that for a return from the IL stint? Yeah, got a couple quiet innings, and then of course in the 7th inning, the Braves did tack on a run, and things got a bit shaky there. But Luis Guillorme in the 8th inning, absolute no doubter home run moonshot for him. And I'm looking over around like Luis Guillorme and Darren O'Day, apparently he has nothing on Luis Guillorme because that's a 2nd career home run, and that's a 2nd career home run off of Darren O'Day out of 4 career home runs is what I meant to say there. And yeah, I guess he has Darren O'Day's number, which I'm not going to complain. And that really did help out the lead there. And then the Mets did tack on another run in the 9th inning, which really put the nail in the coffin there as Nimmo walked, and then Lindor got a single, and then Alonso with that productive out there, he ended up, there wasn't even a double play there, so you thought the Mets maybe could have drove in another run or two, but and then maybe save Diaz, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And either way, you take that all day, and it's just unreal that this lineup was able to do this, and crazy that we got what we got, considering the fact that you look at the lineup when it comes out and you see no Jeff McNeil because he's on the paternity list. Congratulations on the sex there, Jeff. And then you have no Starling Marte because of the groin issue. James McCann hits the IL. Granted, I think Nito's better than McCann either way, but that's a whole other argument there. But you look at this and then get the production you did, liked it. And there was a bit of a shakeup to the lineup. Lindor and Alonso both moved up a spot in the lineup. And in terms of how that went, let's start off with Nimmo, though, for the lineup. 2 walks on the day. Got a hit. Left one guy on with 2 strikeouts there. Overall, very solid day from Brandon Nimmo. He was taking a lot of pitches. He was helping drive the pitch count up, which helped knock Max Fried out of this game by the 5th inning, which was unreal. To get to Max Fried that early, that is very unusual for him. He had 5 walks today, which is, again, uncharacteristic there for him. And to do that, unreal. Francisco Lindor, how about having yourself a day, the day after Jimenez is announced to the All-Star game, and then you have Mets Twitter freaking out. Granted, I'm not necessarily one that was a fan of the trade, or I should say is a fan of the trade, because at the time I was a bit of it, but he shut us up today because he had 3 hits on the day. So Lindor, very great day at the dish for him. Pete Alonso as well, 2 ribbies for him. He got a hit, left 5 guys on, and 2 strikeouts there. But overall, get yourself 2 RBIs. Very productive day for me, so I will take that. And then Ender Inciarte pitch ran, so not much to talk about there. Mark Canha in 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit, walked twice. That's what Mark Canha does. He just gets on base. That's just the Mark Canha way. And you love him. You love him because shouldn't say you love him necessarily because he is a kind of a boring guy, but you love the fact that he is boring at times because you get the production there, you get the hits, you get the walks. It's boring to watch. Old school, some might say, but you like it. You like it. And Eduardo Escobar, he got a hit on the day. Outside of that, didn't really do much else. Luis Guillorme, though, have yourself a day with 2 RBIs, 2 hits on the day. And when Luis Guillorme hit that home run and Max Scherzer's in there going crazy in the dugout, Carrasco laughing in the background, just it got me fired up. It got my juices flowing. And watching Scherzer with that strikeout also in the 7th inning, watching the little fist bump there after he got out of the jam, just was so nice to see and electric. Got my juices flowing there. And then Guillorme, like I said, 2 RBIs, 2 hits on the day. He had a walk as well. Have yourself a day, Guillorme. JD Davis, not so much. Left 5 guys on, and he was just not really good today. Yeah. Jankowski, In 2 at-bats, he had a walk and a hit by pitch. Otherwise, not much else. But you take it. Pretty solid day for him in terms of, it's your first day back from the IL to get hit in your first at-bat, walk on 4 pitches, and to fill in the role of starring Marte and Jeff McNeil. It's not very easy, so I'll take what we got from Travis Jankowski today. And then Tomas Nido, not the best day either. Left 3 guys on, struck out once, but overall, it is what it is. Pretty solid day there. And the Mets ended up with 9 hits on the day, of course, scoring 4 runs. And they limited the Braves to only 5 hits. And again, they get to the bullpen that early, which is absolutely huge. And something that was nice to see, because when was the last time we've seen the Mets get to the bullpen early? Let's be real here. It's not every day that this offense gets going like this. And the fact that they did it without McNeil and Marte is just unreal. Unreal. And I know people say that I'm pretty negative with the Mets, but at the end of the day, the offense has just not been productive enough for me. And if they could start doing what they did today, I won't have to be here, come on here and be negative. Simple as that. Simple as that. Tomorrow, you got David Peterson going up against, what's his first name? Going up against Spencer Strider. I don't know why I forgot when I have him in fantasy, but huge game tomorrow. Huge game tomorrow. If you could solidify a series win tomorrow, that would be great. But we know the Mets have struggled in 2 games, or in game 2 of a series every time this season. So, going to be a battle, but if you could do that, that would be nice. And then if even better if you could sweep. But I'd like this team to go on a long win streak if they could at some point. That would be nice too. But that's really all I got to say about this game. Not really much else. Pretty simple game. And there's not much else to say. So if you did enjoy this recap, be sure to leave a like. If you did, subscribe if you guys are new. Especially for Met fans, turn on your notifications. And I will see you in the next one. Let's go, Mets.